If you're planning to cruise now or even into the next few weeks, I think you are really in for a treat. Based on my own recent cruise, as well as the many comments that I received about people's cruises in the last week to the last 3 weeks, I think there are actually a few unexpected benefits of cruising now. Hi there, I'm Ilana from the website lifewellcruise.com. Welcome back to my channel. Now, while I thought we could really kind of talk about some cruise cancellations, and if your cruise is canceled, I am sorry for that. But I did think we also have to look at the fact that most cruises are not canceled. And so many cruises are going on with people saying they're just having the best, the most amazing time. And it got me thinking after I read so many of the comments on my recent video and on Facebook about really the benefits, the good, the positive things about cruising right now. So if you are planning to cruise now, then this video is definitely for you. Now in this video, I'm going to share the best things about cruising right now, including some statistics from CLEA that I wasn't really aware of and I think are really, really interesting and comforting as well. Now, before I get started, I did want to mention that if you like this video, if you find it helpful, informative, or enjoyable in any way, then please do give the video a big thumbs up. I really do appreciate it. And of course, please subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Okay, let's get started. Now, the best thing I think about sailing right now is the extreme reduced capacity. Now, cruise lines were actually starting to ramp up their capacity somewhere in November and then into December. But now with the cancellations and the different things that have gone on, well, there really is an extreme reduced capacity. So I've heard on many ships that there are 40% or even less, like 30% capacity. Could you imagine how much space you have on your cruise? The lines that you don't have for the bar, the fact that you're not going to have to deal with any chair hogs on your cruise because there's going to be enough deck chairs for everybody, not having a wait in the main dining room, even the fact that the crew, to a certain extent, they are on the ship anyway. And in a way, we even found on our cruise that they did seem somewhat more relaxed considering the circumstances, but really somewhat less overworked than it seemed like they might have been on our cruises like pre-pandemic. Now, from finding a table in the buffet to even having a better choice of cabins, probably at a much lower price than usual, this is definitely a good reason to be cruising now. Number 2, the service on a cruise right now is just amazing. Now, even before, the service on a cruise has always been so good. Probably for me, that is one of the reasons, the biggest reasons that I absolutely got hooked on cruising versus all-inclusive vacations and land vacations and that kind of thing. But right now, the service is beyond good. And I have heard this from so many people who have cruised in the last few months. And in particular, I think right now, even speaking with some of the crew on board, it really is a little bit of a difficult time for them. I mean, let's face it, they have the worries about this virus, despite the fact that they are all vaccinated and tested. There are those concerns. But at the same time, they're also very aware that they want cruising to continue. We've spoken to many of them who said that if it does shut down, it really does impact their income. They rely on tips from people that are sailing. So this is really important to them, and they are really appreciative of the people who are cruising now. And it does seem like that really makes a difference. Number 3, COVID safety. Now, for some reason, cruising continues to get a little bit of a bad rap on this, completely undeserved, although I do think that this is changing just a little bit. But did you know that the cruise industry has been the most proactive in terms of COVID safety over any other sector of the tourism industry and of hospitality? Yes, all of their crew are not only vaccinated, but also tested regularly. Almost all of cruise passengers are vaccinated. Also, all passengers are tested prior to boarding on their ships. They continue to evolve their COVID safety policies. So right now, the majority of cruise ships do require wearing masks inside the cruise ships, as well as sometimes in ports. So they're really adapting based on the situation to really prevent the spread of COVID. Now, statistically, there are actually less cases of COVID on cruise ships than there are on land in America, and there's more testing being done on cruise ships than being done on land as well. Now, the CDC director has even recently praised the cruise industry, saying that cruise lines have really stepped up, and they have now removed the conditional sailing order, and they've changed that to like a voluntary opt-in program for monitoring. And I think that the majority of cruise lines are probably going to join this. Norwegian Cruise Line actually has already said that they've joined it, but please let me know what you think. Will all cruise lines join that voluntary program? I tend to think that they will. Now, I have two more points, including one that I think really was kind of unexpected and surprising to me, especially during these times. It was kind of nice though. So I'll let you know that in just a moment. But before I do, I did want to mention that if you're planning your cruise and if you're looking for a way to keep organized, I do have a downloadable, printable cruise planner. And this includes packing lists, shore excursion planning forms, places to keep track of your refunds and your future cruise credits and cancellations even. Basically everything you could need for planning and keeping track and organizing for your cruise, even a cruise outfit planner. In any case, I'm going to leave the information for that in the description below in case that is something interesting for you. It is $10 off right now. Number 4, the cleanliness of the cruise ship. Now, obviously, this has to do with the COVID safety and that kind of thing, but I think it also has other benefits as well. So first of all, I think it's really good for all of our health. Really, we did find that even cruise passengers were definitely more vigilant for washing their hands, using the sanitizers. So that was something good. But as well, things were just gleaming. The buffet, the floor, it was just sparkling. It was so clean. The bathrooms were so clean. The outer decks, the cabins, and I think really all of this does translate into a healthier cruise vacation experience for us. Even before the pandemic, we did really have cases of stomach ailments and norovirus and that kind of thing. And really, these are things that I think are maybe an unexpected benefit of these times, is the fact that we're less likely to see any of this. Number 5. Now, this one really was unexpected for me, but it was that people were so kind and were appreciative on the ship, and appreciative, by the way, about traveling as well. And really, I say this in a time where I think really, especially if you're on social media, but even if you're not, there are some things that are a little bit divisive in sort of the real world. And truly, I did find that being on a cruise ship felt like an escape from all of that. It was so nice to talk with people about them appreciating being back on the sea, on the cruise ship, what they were loving. People were understanding even when some things weren't exactly perfect, although things were really pretty good. But this was a really nice thing. And I think really people are appreciating the opportunity to cruise, the opportunity to travel. I don't think we're going to take this for granted for quite a long time. And something we even found was in terms of the crew, now we know it really is a difficult time for them. And we also know that honestly, this is pretty hard work, but they were happy. And we noticed the happiness of the people on the cruise ship, from the crew to all of the guests, even to the cruise ports. And this was really something so nice to see and experience. Now, if you've cruised recently, please let me know your experience. What do you think the benefits are of cruising now? And would you do it again? And if you're planning a cruise, please let me know the reasons that you're planning to go ahead with this cruise. Please let me know in the comments below. Now, I am going to leave that information about the Ultimate Cruise Planner. You can download that as many times as you want, and I've gotten some really amazing feedback, so I will leave that information down in the description below for you to check it out. Now, if you did enjoy this video, please do give it a big thumbs up. I really do appreciate it, and of course, please subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Bye for now, and happy cruising.